All right, AI data center stories, I think it's one for the ages, right? Which means it's always going to attract some doubters. Even rural towns are actually voting against having them there. I think it's a wasted opportunity for these towns. I mean, look behind me, folks. These stocks that are priced in, most of the names associated, with the building this stuff, they're up huge, right? They're up significantly. However, as the story has evolved into a multi-trillion-dollar endeavor, more folks are jumping on the doubt bandwagon. Where's the money coming from is a valid question. And of course, we know now that the funding has gone from free cash flow to this bar behind me, loans and things like that. And those loans, I think, is what's throwing some people off, particularly this off-balance sheet stuff, right? Through private credit, scaring a whole lot of folks who lived through the tech bubble. Off-balance sheet? So a couple of weeks ago, Jensen Huang, he entered into talks with OpenAI. He guaranteed loans so they would buy his chips because they were thinking about buying Google's chips. Then Jensen said yesterday that China's going to win the AI race, in part because China subsidizes their businesses, right? Think about that for a moment. So all of a sudden yesterday, we also hear from CFO, at least the story goes that OpenAI suggests that they want or should have a government backstop. I will say today, OpenAI has walked back those claims, but let's face it, the damage is done. Look at the pressure in the market. Now, some read these headlines as imminent implosion of AI, but it's clear that Jensen, Altman, and the rest, they just want their cake and to eat it too. I've said this whole thing is this AI race is akin to a nuclear arm race, and we must beat China. On that note, though, if taxpayers are going to bear any loss, then they certainly should bear and share in any potential profits. Now, regardless of how this shakes out, the AI trade, in my opinion, is still in its early stages. Massive upside development for deployment of AI compute and the build out is still beginning, folks.